You know, it's funny how sometimes the most interesting ideas are hiding in the simplest things. What if I told you that a single, everyday word could actually unlock a secret key to global communication? Well, today we're going to find out.
Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. Imagine you had to explain a piece of fruit, something really common, to someone who's just starting to learn your language. How would you do it? What words would you use to be as clear as possible without making it super complicated?
To see how this challenge is tackled by a special kind of dictionary, we're going to zoom in on just one single word. This is where our whole journey begins.
And that word is orange. Now, this seems almost too simple, right? But it's actually the perfect example because it has this dual nature. It's a real thing you can touch and eat, but it's also a concept, an idea you can see.
So, on one hand, orange is a noun for the fruit, and on the other, it's a noun for the color. Two totally different things wrapped up in the same word. The question is, how do you define each of them using only the most basic language possible?
All right, so for this, we're diving into the Simple English Wiktionary. It has a very specific goal. We're going to look at how it defines our word orange. And as I read these out, pay close attention to the words they choose. It's all very deliberate. First up, the fruit. The definition is a fruit with a thick skin and a juicy inside. I mean, that's perfect, right? No complicated scientific terms, just simple words that everyone knows. Thick, skin, juicy, inside. You immediately get it. Okay, now for the color. This is really clever. One of the colors people can see. It is lighter than red, but darker than yellow. Instead of trying to describe the color itself, it defines it by its relationship to two other basic colors. Brilliant! And then we get to the adjective, and the definition is just colored orange. That's it. It feels almost too simple, but it's actually incredibly smart. It just points back to the noun we already understand. And to show how this works in the real world, the source gives us this fantastic example. The construction workers wear orange shirts so that drivers can easily see them. It puts that simple definition right into a clear, practical context. So, it's obvious, these definitions are simple on purpose. But why? What's the point? Well, if we look a little closer at the source page, there's a small tag, a little clue that points to a much, much bigger idea. Right at the bottom of the page, under Categories, you find this list. We've got nouns, colors, adjectives, citrus fruits. All that makes perfect sense. But then there's this last one, BE 850. What on earth is BE 850? Yeah, that is the big question. This weird little tag is the key to this whole thing. It's the breadcrumb that tells us we've stumbled onto something way more organized than just a simple dictionary entry. And here's the kicker. The answer was sitting right at the top of the page the whole time. This one little sentence. Orange is on the Basic English 850 list. And just like that, it all clicks. BE 850. Basic English 850.
So, what is basic English? Well, it's not just about writing simply. It's a whole system, a very carefully designed and structured one. You could almost think of it as a complete language built inside of English.
And the key is that number, 850. That's it. That's the total number of words in the entire Basic English vocabulary. Every single idea, from the most simple to the most complex, has to be explained using only a combination of those 850 words.
So to put it all together, basic English is a controlled version of the language. It's intentionally limited to that core word list, and it was designed specifically for one purpose, to make clear international communication easier for everyone.
And when they say international, they really mean it. The Wiktionary page for orange lists translations in 79 different languages, from Spanish and Japanese to Kiswahili and Arabic. This just highlights the global need for a system like Basic English, a kind of common ground for understanding.
So we started with one simple word, and we've uncovered an entire linguistic system. But what's the big takeaway here? I mean, why does any of this really matter?
It shows us that a word like orange, when you look at it through this lens, isn't just a word anymore. It's a key. It's a piece of a powerful, deliberate system built for global understanding. It really proves that simplicity isn't a limitation. It's a tool for incredibly clear and powerful communication. And that leaves us with one final thought. If you were the one who had to communicate using only those 850 words, what would be the most important ideas you'd want to share with the world? What really matters when you have to be that focused and that clear? It's a really fascinating thing to think about.